going from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Monday, 10th February 2025. Why did I almost say 1995? I feel a little bit nostalgic this morning, but we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, and my name is Akinlabi Holder, and welcome to another beautiful week right here in Tobago and on Tobago Updates.
Akinlabi, it's Monday morning, and the weekend was buzzing with events. Which one of the events you participated in?
Well, you know, I just followed the pan.
That's right.
I followed the pan, the medium band prelims. It was amazing. We had 3 bands from Tobago performing over the night on Saturday, which was the Cats and Jammers, Dixieland, and Steel Explosion. So it was really nice. We had a lovely evening of beautiful music, and we have our young arrangers doing very well, even in the medium category, and I look forward to seeing them qualifying for the semi-finals.
Well, you know, we wait with bated breath, and of course we lend our support to them, of course, to ensure that, you know, the Tobago spirit has to come alive, once we take a national or an international stage, we have to rally together,
of course,
and do that. So we look forward to that happening there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're so happy that you're here this morning, and we do hope that you could stay with us throughout the entire program. This morning we have a lovely show lined up for you, and before we get into those conversations, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Monday, February 10th, 2025. Michaela Pandey, leader of Patriotic Front, has announced 7 candidates for the 2025 general election. The party, who previously stated in its intention to contest all 41 seats, describes its candidates as committed leaders focused on real change for Trinidad and Tobago. However, on February 9th, in a media release, the first batch of candidates were released. Among the announced candidates is Arita Paula Clark, who will contest Tobago West constituency. Other candidates include Anita Margaret Hankey for Malabar Mausika, Telston Jagu, Claxton Bay, Sasha Mangroup, Princess Tong, Kenrick Siret, San Fernando East, Val Tulak Singh, Komuto Manzalina, and Elizabeth Wharton, Toko Sandy Grande. Up next, 1 year after the February 7, 2024 oil spill from the capsized Gulfstream barge, Tobagonians reflect on its lasting impact. The spill, which spread quickly along the coastline, severely damaged marine life, the economy, and air quality, forcing school closures and a $76 million cleanup. However, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine praised Tobago's resilience, while experts warn full marine recovery could take a lifetime. Recent resurfacing of hydrocarbons suggests ongoing environmental challenges despite contained efforts by TEMA. And finally, the government will pay $246 million in tax refunds to 87,376 eligible taxpayers in the coming months. Finance Minister Colin Imbert requested the Board of Inland Revenue to issue refunds up to $25,000 per taxpayer. This follows his social media announcement highlighting the aim to assist those awaiting refunds. The move comes after the Ministry of Finance introduced VAT bonds for refunds exceeding $250,000, while smaller refunds will be paid in cash. Earlier, Imbert cited energy sector shortfalls for delaying VAT refunds to SMEs, which were later addressed. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Exciting news for taxpayers who are expecting their refunds. I know quite a few persons who are waiting with bated breath to see the checks in the mail as they uncover their tax refunds. But I want to talk a little bit this morning about the general elections, and we see, of course, we're still waiting on the names of the candidates for the TPP. We know they had their screening last week. I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday, and we haven't had the names yet of the candidates that they have selected to represent Tobago East and West for the upcoming general elections. How are you guys feeling about that this morning?
Well, I feel like the TPP might be taking the time to really pick the best candidates possible to go up against Ms. Kojo and Ms. Webster Roy, Ms. Kojo Lewis, sorry, and Miss Webster Roy, because we know that those two women are very powerful, they're very entrenched within their constituencies, and they probably want to give themselves the best possible chance of uprooting them. So they're taking the time with this process.
All right. I suppose, I mean, you want the best representation for your party and for your mission and your mandate. So, but I mean, we were hoping that we would get something at least by Friday.
Yeah.
So
over
hopefully over the weekend or something. So we're hoping that today might be the day. What do you think, guys? Maybe today would be the day.
It just maybe today.
It just might be today.
If not today, tomorrow.
Let us be hoping for today. Let's go forward with confidence and faith and hope that it is today, in fact. And you know, the Patriotic Front also, you mentioned in the news story this morning about the Patriotic Front sending forward their names for candidacy for the elections, and we're seeing a Tobago West representation here as well. Althea Paula Clark. Yeah, you know, let's see how that goes. I know that the 2 Tobago seats are very, very important in this general election. You know, it's a make or break.
Yes.
And so we just have to wait and see what the people are saying. But elections are won on election day, you know, because in as much as people campaign, you've seen how votes have shifted, you've seen how people have changed their minds, changed their positions, and they use their power of their finger on that day. And you know, we just have to wait until that happens and see where we go from here.
Yes, and I know that a lot of persons wanted Miss Michaela Pandey to join the political field in Trinidad and Tobago, and her launching this party, the Patriotic Front, and revealing her first set of candidates rather, is quite an exciting time for politics in Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right, especially carrying that name and that legacy. Pandey, you know, the late Basdio Pandey's daughter, Michaela Pandey, they are fronting that political party. So we'll see. I mean, politics start to get exciting again, you know, in Trinidad and Tobago. So we're just going to be waiting to see what is happening, see what people are saying, see what type of formations you might be seeing coming out of this general election, and how it will impact specifically us here in Tobago in terms of representation in the House. All right. Well, you know, guys, I'm so happy that we had this chat this morning. Bianna, thank you so much for coming on air this morning and bringing us the news in 90 seconds. And do we go into this week with the same word? What word are we using this week, Bianna? Consistency is our word again for this week. You know, we maintain that word throughout the latter half of last year, and we began this year again with it. And of course, you know, you can see your results as long as you remain consistent. So we're going in the week strong again with consistency. Thank you so much, Bianna. Do have a wonderful, wonderful day today.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout outs. And this morning we want to say happy birthday. Of course, you know, it's always a time to celebrate. We want to say happy birthday to Tyreek. Tyreek Bedlow is celebrating a birthday today, and we want to say happy birthday to you, Tyreek. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope you have a wonderful birthday. We pray that your year this year, as you enter into this new year, it is well written, and that you have a lovely birthday. Our next celebrant,
Wendy Fonset. Happy birthday to Wendy Fonset. We wish you God's richest blessings on this day, and we hope that going forward you get to fulfill all your dreams and wishes and eat all the cake and ice cream that your belly could take.
That's right. Our next celebrant this morning is Asion Lewis. Asion Lewis, thanks for the correction there, is celebrating a birthday today, and we do pray God's blessings upon your life. We do hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday today. We hope you get pampered, and we hope that you enjoy this entire week celebrating your birthday as well. So happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Kathleen Alexander, flying high with some model jets there. Kathleen Alexander, we wish you God's richest blessings, and we hope that you fly high and you soar in all that you endeavor to do in this life. Happy birthday, have a blessed day.
Of course. Now we're celebrating the man on the sax. We want to celebrate Ricardo Seals this morning. He's celebrating a birthday as well. And we do hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. I wonder how many events you participated in over the weekend and you have planned for this week. We don't know, but we want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. And we do hope that you can continue to bring beautiful music to people as they listen to you play your instrument with passion. So happy birthday to you as well. And we round up the birthday celebrations by saying happy birthday to Janelle Seaforth. Happy birthday to you, Janelle. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope that you have a wonderful birthday. We do hope that you enjoy all the things that come with celebrating a birthday, spending time with loved ones, family, friends, as Akin Labi said, eating cake and drinking party juice. So happy birthday to you as well.
And a little champagne wouldn't hurt.
And of course, if you are celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, whatever you're celebrating, a promotion, a retirement, a baby dedication, your child is going off to college, we join in the celebration with you this morning, and we do remind you to put God first. Include him in your celebrations, as he is the reason why there is even anything for you to celebrate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday morning, and what's in my cup? You're wondering what's in my cup. What's in my cup is sponsored by LCJ Delight. This morning I had to go back to my ginger turmeric tea, so I'm drinking ginger turmeric tea this morning, sponsored by LCJ Delight. They are located there at Signal Hill at the small micro enterprise compound there, and you can find them for your tea, you can find them for porridge, flour to make your pancakes, waffles, whatever you want for your breakfast menu. They also provide and supply premium blend of mixed nuts, so you can find them up there to get that as well. Akin Labi, who are we speaking with this morning in studio?
Well, this morning we're having a conversation with Inspector Dexter Miller of the TTPS, and he will be giving us the TTPS updates. After that, we'll have on Melanie Forbes, who is the sales coordinator at the Magdalena Grand Hotel, and she will be speaking about the Magdalena Grand Valentine's Day dinner. Sounds very interesting. After that, we're going to have Professor Muli Amaye, who's an author, and we'll be talking about the Charlottesville Writing Retreat. And then Barry Jofield, economist, will be coming on air to speak about the weekly podcast talk show.
All right, it seems as if we have a wonderful show lined up for you this morning, and we do hope that you could stay with us, whether you're viewing right here in Tobago, you are in Trinidad, the Caribbean region, the United States of America, Canada, UK, all of Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, wherever you are this morning, whether you are on our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube channel or on AMPLIA 102 or Floor 121 or 130, we welcome you this morning. And before we go for a break, guess who's coming up next? Up next, we have Inspector Dexter Miller. Up next, Dexter Miller, TTPS, is coming in this morning for us to have that conversation. So before we go into that conversation this morning, we have to go for a break. And when we go for a break, what do we ask you to do? Help us to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438. Want to get better? Where to start?
from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations this morning in studio. We head straight on over to conversations with a representative from the TTPS. Inspector Dexter Miller this morning will bring us our crime updates as we talk about what is happening on the island of Tobago, especially as we head on into the carnival season. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning and thank you.
Of course, it's a pleasure having you in studio. And of course, every time we have a member of the TTPS, we want to know what is happening on the island of Tobago. So, just give us a synopsis of what happened over the past week in terms of the initiatives that you are doing. Most importantly, we want to know, have there been any arrests? Have there been any intelligence coming in terms of, apprehending persons who might have been perpetrators of crime?
Yes, Alana. And once again, the TTPS, thank you all for having us. Reflection on the week past. Let us deal with our murders. For 2025 thus far, we have had 2 reports of murders. Both of them have been solved. And for the corresponding period of 2024, we had 3. For the said period, 1 was solved. So there's an improvement in that area. And that improvement is because of the intelligence and the approach of the TTPS at this point in time in terms of our crime fighting initiatives. For the past week, we know there was a robbery at Cad Supermarket on the 25th. Persons were held, charged for robbery, possession of firearm, shooting at the police. And those matters were before the court or are before the court at present. Persons were granted bail. In the Scarborough district for the past week, there were 2 reports of larceny. Persons are held in those reports. All items are recovered in those reports. And persons are due to go before the court in those matters. Now, we are seeing a trend where, because of the approach at this present time by the TTPS, that there seems to be a measure of control where crime fighting is on the island. We are seeing a downward trend, and we thank God that things are in a trajectory that we would want to see the direction going into the carnival period.
What would you attribute that to, the downward trajectory of crime and having a handle or control, especially in spaces? I know last week I saw activity in the Scarborough area. I saw visibility there. I saw police vehicles around. Even up to last night, I think, in the same Scarborough area I saw. So what do you attribute the successes to?
Well, coming out of the meetings with the Commissioner of Police, the executive of the Tobago Division, ACB Suberu and Sinasup Eli and Mr. Joseph, the superintendent, were given certain mandates. Those mandates were passed down to the troops, so to speak. And there's a renewed call for commitment. Resources have been put on the drawing board in terms of manpower, in terms of surveillance and monitoring. So with those factors in place, there's a different approach right now. In terms of visibility, there's an increase in manpower on the island from Trinidad, and we continue to employ that measure. And there are certain strategies which I cannot, for reasons of obvious, cannot give you the details, but we are seeing a renewed presence of the police based on what is mandated to us at this present time.
Do you see, I know we usually say, if you see something, say something. Do you see the cooperation and the collaboration with communities, persons coming forward and giving information, whether it is anonymously or coming into the station, to give any type of information that will assist in your intelligence and, detecting what is happening?
Yes, we are seeing an increase in that area. In terms of saying something, persons may not come to the station for obvious reasons. There's still a fear of crime. We have to be real. But we are seeing persons submitting information which we would work on and put pieces together in various communities in order to bring about the results we would want to see.
And as you prepare for Carnival, I know Carnival in Tobago around this time isn't as hectic as in October for the Tobago centric Carnival. But what is the conversation like in terms of putting measures in place, ensuring that we have a safe Carnival season? You know, we have the panorama happening, we have all the different types of events that will happen leading up to Carnival, whether it is private or government. What are some of the things that have been put in place to ensure safety?
Well, while we say that it's not as hectic, we don't view it as that. Carnival is Carnival. We in law enforcement, we treat everything on the red level from the onset. If we have an intensified approach, we will have the results we want. So there are plans in place for Carnival, Crown Point, Scarborough, Roxborough. The plans are being worked out right now. We are meeting with stakeholders in various districts to have a collaborative approach towards a successful Carnival. We at the TTPS would like to ask members of the public or persons who intend to hold events to be mindful that Scarborough and Roxborough districts, there's a dance hall permit required for some events. We see that 200 persons are omitting to make that application for lack of knowledge, one, and two, some persons are waiting till the last minute to submit applications that require the police's permission or input. So we are here. We can also partner with persons in planning from the beginning their events to get on the correct footing where the law is concerned.
Do you think you were mentioning some permits that promoters need to have for their events? Some of them might not be aware that they need these permits. Do you intend to do any type of public education? I know last season we had someone from, I'm trying to remember which organization, talking about the types of permits that persons need to have. Are you going to do any, whether it is private, solely or collaborative public education drive to ensure that, listen, promoters, these are the things you need to have for any type of event, and this is the type of, let's talk about lady strength, for instance, if you want to have a party that is catering to a certain amount of people, what type of, are you going to do any type of that collaboration heading into the season?
We have already started, and programs like this, we can roll out some of them. We know most events you need a cut license, you need permission from the EMA, you need permission from the fire service, you need the dancehall permit I just spoke about, you need requisite permission from the owner of the premises, and we would appreciate if persons send us these applications in advance, way in advance, because there's a process of investigation that must take place in order to give you the best recommendation. In terms of the size of your venue and the expected crowd that you have, the police have a ratio that we have to work out on a one-on-one ratio to give you the requisite strength needed. Now, some persons are saying they're having an event, but they are not selling alcohol. The police is not only to monitor alcohol, the use of or the dispensation of alcohol. We are also there to crowd control and manage. So even though you are not selling alcohol, it is a requirement that you should, and a recommendation that you should have the police present in your event.
I hope that, you know, promoters are paying attention to what is happening. And I know last year we had the same issue, calling for promoters to bring in their applications early enough. I think that agency we had on was EMA, actually. And I'm hoping that, you would comply, make things easier, come together to ensure that things happen. Moving forward on the island of Tobago, I know you mentioned earlier that there is more manpower on the island, so we'll see more visibility. In terms of maintaining the mandate of securing persons in Tobago and ensuring we live in a space where we feel comfortable, how is it working in terms of, I know there's a cultural difference, sometimes knowing the terrain, knowing the areas, and stuff like that. How has that worked in synergy to ensure that, you carry the same mandates along?
Well, the persons who are not too familiar, they are being incorporated with the persons who are residents here in terms of worker. So, for example, there's a recent post in the Golden Lane area has been opened, and we would like to thank the Chief Sec for partnering with, and the THA for partnering with the TTPS in this initiative. We see we are mixing now the local officer, so to speak, with the officer who is coming to the island to assist. So it's not a case that they are on their own and not knowing what is happening. They have been incorporated, and the Tobago officer has been exposed to a different level of policing, and vice versa. So there's an all-round approach in terms of how we are treating with crime fighting on the island at this present time.
All right, well, I will continue to, expect a certain level of, service coming out of the TTPS, especially having to deal with what happened last year. And you're mentioning now that you see the decrease, which we actually look forward to. And I'm hoping that communities will continue to come forward and partner and collaborate with the TTPS. All the agencies, the protective agencies will continue to come forward, have the conversations, implement strategies. I know that we might not be able to know the details of the strategies for reasons of, safety and security, national security reasons. And so I do hope that as you continue to move forward, we get the result, we get the information, communities are empowered to come forward, they feel that sense of security, and we can, enjoy the spaces that we call Trinidad and Tobago, and more so here in Tobago. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Well, we'd like to thank the Chief of Defense Staff, because the TTDF has been integral in our operational plan, and we'd like to thank them for that collaboration. In closing, we'd like to continue to thank the members of the public for their part they are playing in the present situations towards the successes, towards the reduction. We want to continue to implore them to continue to trust in us, continue to have confidence in the service. We are resilient, we continue to fulfill our mandate, and we stand steadfast in our approach towards crime fighting on the island.
All right, and we continue to, lend our support in as much as we can, and look forward to hearing great things coming out of the TTPS.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Inspector Dexter Miller of the TTPS, bringing the crime update there, and of course talking about a little bit as what is happening in terms of course, I know you've been seeing a lot of boots on the ground, especially in the Scarborough area, and we can feel safe that the plans are on the way to ensure we have a safe carnival period. Up next, what we speak with up next is Melanie Forbes. Melanie Forbes is up next. She is the sales coordinator at the Magdalena Grand Resort. We're going to be talking something really fancy this morning, and you want to be a part of that conversation. But before we have that conversation, we go for a short break, and as we go, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, right here in Tobago, located in Stowbay Local Road, you guys. So here's what, for all of my Tobago customers, you guys know for the longest while we haven't had a big sale here in Tobago. That's going to change. You know why? Because from this Thursday, right, February, Thursday the 13th until Saturday the 15th, we are going to be having a 3-day blowout sale, mega sale, you guys. Everything here going to sell out real fast. You could just imagine right now you're getting
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off. Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. Before we get into this conversation this morning, there is a photo of the day, a beautiful photo of the day, and can you guess where this photo is taken? It is submitted by Filbert Island Vision Williams. Yes, we must give credit to him this morning. The photo of the day. There might be a little giveaway at the tagline of the photo, but just in case, you can drop your answer in the comments, our Facebook live stream comments, or on our YouTube channel. Just for us to know that you're paying attention this morning. Thank you so much, Philbert, for that photo of the morning. We continue conversations this morning, and we speak with Ms. Melanie Forbes. She is the sales coordinator at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, and we're talking about Valentine's 2025. Valentine's is coming. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course, a pleasure having you here this morning. And of course, when we talk to the Magdalena, we know that exciting things are happening.
Always.
So we want to know all about what is happening there for Valentine's Day.
Well, as you said, Valentine's is coming. Love is in the air.
That's right.
And at Magdalena Grand, we are welcoming you to Paradise to enjoy a 3-course dinner menu. It's $1,000 per couple, and I must say that the chef, they outdid themselves with this menu, because 2 of the items on the evening would be done live, so that will add this interactive, exciting element to the dinner.
Right. And what time can people start coming in for dinner at on that night?
Well, the first seating is at 6:30, and we're doing 45-minute intervals. So there's a seating every 45 minutes.
Right. It sounds absolutely amazing. What are some of the things that people can look forward to outside of that experience, which sounds very, very engaging to me? But in addition to that experience, what else can persons look forward to?
Well, in order for persons to enhance their experience, we're asking that you make your reservation as soon as possible, because the first 5 persons to reserve would receive a complimentary rose for their lady. However, if you are not in the first 5 persons, you can request a rose upon making your reservation. The roses are only $44 per rose. You can do 1 rose, or you can do a bouquet.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Why not? Why not? After all, it's Valentine's Day. And I know a little birdie told me that there's a possibility for a couple to enjoy something at the Magdalena for Valentine's Day. There's a little giveaway. So tell us about the giveaway this morning.
Okay, well, we, in collaboration with Tobago Updates, are giving away a dinner for a couple. So 2 dinners for Valentine's night, as well as a 1-night stay.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, and how can someone win either of these giveaways?
Well, you answer a simple question. So the question is, what is the name of Magdalena Grand's fine dining restaurants?
What is the name of the Magdalena Grand fine dining restaurant?
Yes.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you can WhatsApp the answer to 284-6597. 284-6597. WhatsApp your answer there, and we will contact you if you are the winner with the correct answer, and you just might win a dinner for 2 or a night stay for 2 at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. It's Valentine's after all. It's the time to spread love and joy and to express your heart to that someone who is so very special and dear to you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers this morning?
Sure. To make reservations for your dinner, you can give us a call at 660-8500, or you can send us an email at sales@magdalenagrand.com. To view the full menu, you can visit our social media. It's on Instagram, it's at Magdalena Grand Resort, and on Facebook, it's at magdalenagrand.com. Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort.
Right. And you want to be a part of that. You want to be able to, have that experience. It's $1,000 for a couple, and it is more than just dining. It's an experience. Based on what you said, the meal will be prepared live.
2 of the menu items.
You see? So there you go. You want to have that experience as well. The seating is every 45 minutes, beginning from 6:30.
Yes.
So you want to be a part of what is happening there at the Magdalena Grand. Remember that question, what is the name of the fine dining restaurants? WhatsApp your answers this morning so that you can qualify to win on 284-6597. Yes, 284-6597. WhatsApp your answers and you can qualify. And stay tuned to Tobago Updates morning show throughout the entire week to see how you can win the other part of the prize. Yes, lovely things happening here at Tobago Updates Television in collaboration with the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. Thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Sure. I just want to add one last thing. So we would like persons to know that if they want to elevate their experience further, they have the possibility to purchase a bottle of wine. We have an assortment of wine, white and red, or you can do champagne on the evening as well. And on the evening, you don't need to end the night at the table. You can book a room with us for just $10.99. You can get a deluxe king room inclusive of breakfast for 2 and all taxes.
Well, there you go. You just upgraded your experience there at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. Who doesn't want to have a weekend like that? And remember, Valentine is on Friday, so the Saturday morning you just chill out at one of the deluxe rooms there and enjoy the stay. Thank you so much for coming and sharing that information this morning and spreading the love in the air around Valentine's Day. And we do hope that you guys are able to benefit from what is happening at the Magdalena Grand. Remember, you can WhatsApp on 284-6597, 284-6597. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a break before we continue conversations in studio this morning. But up next this morning, we have Mr. Jesse Taylor. Mr. Jesse Taylor is in studio and he is up next this morning. So you want to stay tuned for that conversation. What is Jesse coming to talk about? You want to be a part of that. But before we do, we have to go for a short break. And as we go, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, right here in Tobago, located in Tobago local road, you guys. So here's what for all of my Tobago customers, you guys know for the longest while we haven't had a big sale here in Tobago. That's going to change. You know why? Because from this Thursday, right, February, Thursday the 13th until Saturday the 15th, we are going to be having a 3-day blowout sale, mega sale, you guys. Everything here going to sell out real fast. You could just imagine right now you're getting
Love, soca, zest, and steam. Thursday, 13th February, the night before Valentine's Day. Fellas, come out with me. Ladies, you and your team to experience one of TNT's most requested artists, Young Brother.
She said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up.
Young Brother live at Village Vibes Bar, Mason Hall.
I wanna wine on your bumper, I know you like steam.
Young Brother live for an uncut, up-close performance.
You make it jump and you make it jump.
Alongside DJ Hottie, Ish and Selector Father, MC Sticks, King Legal, Busy and DJ Fusion. Early bird tickets, 3 ladies on 1 ticket, $450. Single, $200. Available at Pablo's Supermarket Argyle, Royal Castle Outlet Scarborough, Ramabar, Joefield Junction, Mongrace, Crown Point Gas Station, and Village Vibes Bar. Call 750-6258 or 686-0898 for one night only. The King of Steam, Young Brother live, the night before Valentine at Village Vibes Bar, Mason Hall.
This is what I like the pot.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, and we are back here and we have the answer for the picture of the day. The picture of the day was taken by Philbert Island Vision Williams, and it's an aerial shot of the Buku Bay area, the shoreline there, along the boardwalk. So now we have in studio with us Bishop John Carrington, President of the Tobago United Spiritual Baptist Assembly, TUSBA, and Mr. Jesse Taylor, the Grand Prince. Welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. And tell us, why is Mr. Carrington and Mr. Taylor gracing us with their presence this morning?
Well, we are here this morning to sensitize our viewers, our members, and the general public of Tobago about our celebration for 2025 liberation.
Okay. And Mr. Taylor, just tell us about the calendar of events and how the celebrations started. Has it started already for the season?
Well, yes, indeed, it has. Good morning, Tobago. All of us spiritual Baptist supporters, practitioners, and all those who are the reason why we are doing what we are doing in Tobago. So this year, with the Tobago United Spiritual Baptist Assembly, and we are trying to forge a pathway towards ensuring that there is practice and that there is preservation. As you know, out of a period of 1917 when we couldn't practice and didn't have the liberty, and then the repeal in 1951 have seen us being a free and liberating movement. The speed track to 1996 when we got the proclamation of the holiday. These celebrations are observances that marks this holiday and are all designed to ensure that we continue, like I said, to forge pathway towards the celebration, its practice and the glorification of God and the sowing of the seed and in the ministry.
Right.
So the first event was held on the 2nd of February, and it was an open house pilgrimage, and it was done at the Esplanade. And it was indeed a beautiful celebration, and it was one an opportunity to raise funds for the event. As you know, the committee is self-sustaining, and so we look for ways and opportunities to always be able to carry our burden of financial costs. So one of it was that, but larger than that, it was really designed to be able to invite, in a true, meaningful way, those people who were very much a part of the struggle, and more importantly, the youths who have emerged out of a system that is going to see our succession and how we really ensure that there is not just preservation, but a succession plan to take us through.
Okay, and I see that that event was well attended.
It was well attended. It was a glorious day. And so we met in true style, and there was a pilgrimage, just as how you meet and greet, two churches meet. And so that what we also try to do is to create an opportunity for the intergenerational transference of the spiritual knowledge, the oral tradition, the way it used to be, and in an effort to ensure that the young people understand what was done, why it was done, more importantly, and the need to raise its retention.
Okay, and just tell us, give us a bit of a rundown of the rest of the events on the calendar leading up to Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day.
So Saturday we are at the library, Bishop. You were at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Yes, and at this Anne Mitchell Gift auditorium, and this opportunity is really a collaboration with all the other persons and the other institutions at that. So this is titled "The Journey Continues," and the journey continues to what? The journey continues to what's ensuring that we create balance and that we use the opportunity to get commendations, to get support from the other churches, the other institutions that are religious, non-religious, African, Hindu, Baha'i. So we have, over the years, we have normally done it at the official celebration, the 30th. This year we created a special event to mark that, and that's why it's called The Journey Continues, because we go together, because we are brothers and sisters in doing what we do, which is the Master's will in this particular case.
Okay, Mr. Carrington, Mr. Taylor just spoke about making connections with other religious organizations and so forth. How has that those efforts been over the years? Have you all made those sort of connections and build those sort of relationships with the different organizations over the years?
Oh, sure, we have been doing that. We usually come together, and everybody comes together and join the celebration. So we just want to give them more free way, you know, that all of us can do it. We are together.
Yes, and I know that in the past that there would have been, I don't want to say tensions, but perceptions of the Baptist faith by other religious organizations or even Christian denominations. In 2025, do you have an idea that that bridge has been gapped?
I think so. It has been shown, you know, time after time that more denominations have been collaborating with us, so I don't see us breaking now.
Yes, certainly. I have got one way in here. Yes, I have a testimony to that. I've seen that. I've seen the growth. I mean, there are a number of persons from across the 7-day Adventist right up to that has confirmed that year after year you'll have seen the growth in the organization who continue to join not only in the commendation but attend the celebration. So because of that, it has grown in such an enormous and magnificent way. We thought it's best to have an evening that truly allows us to be able to appreciate those people who appreciate us and how valuable we are, because one of the adage is that we are certainly better together than we are apart.
And with this growing appreciation, have you seen a growth in the numbers within the spiritual Baptist community over the years?
That was evident at the and we judge by what we've seen. I think there has been a resurgence, certainly a reawakening, and what I think we were particularly proud of is that we think that a lot of young people, because we have over the years, even pre-COVID and during COVID, we have lost a lot of our elders, so that we try to bridge the gap in terms of how we celebrate them and appreciate them. But more importantly, how we allow the elders to be able to be the knowledge bearers, to teach us what we need to know, what we need to know in order to ensure that there's survival of the faith. Because as the Bible says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but there's so many other things happening in the space, and Trinidad and Tobago certainly we have seen that. Yes. So we, as a deterrent to other social ills and social disorders, we are using this opportunity to group the people together so that we can ensure that they are not just better people on the island and better Christians, but better contributors to our nation.
And finally, Mr. Carrington, just tell us what are the plans for the big day itself?
Well, we are working on that.
Truly.
We want to make sure that we have, that kind of celebration, grand celebration. We have been having it, but I think this year we want it to be bigger. We're expecting it to be bigger in any case.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on to speak about your celebrations for Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day. We know it's something that you could always look forward to. The Spiritual Baptist community always brings that passion and drive and energy towards worshiping God. So before we go to our break, we will go to our back in the day image. Let's bring up our back in the day image. And for those of you who know what this building is, send in your answers on our lives on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll take a break. But before we take that break, don't forget to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, right here in Tobago, located in Tobago local road, you guys. So here's what for all of my Tobago customers, you guys know for the longest while we haven't had a big sale here in Tobago. That's going to change. You know why? Because from this Thursday, right, February, Thursday the 13th until Saturday the 15th, we are going to be having a 3-day blowout sale, mega sale, you guys. Everything here going to sell out real fast. You could just imagine right now you're getting
Love, soca, zest, and steam. Thursday, 13 February, the night before Valentine's Day. Fellas, come out with me. Ladies, you and your team to experience one of TNT's most requested artists, Young Brother.
She said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up
Young Brother live at Village Vibes Bar, Mason Hall.
I wanna wine on your bumper, I know you like steam.
Young Brother live for an uncut, up-close performance.
You make it jump and you make it jump.
Alongside DJ Hottie, Ish and Selector Father, MC Sticks, King Legal, Busy and DJ Fusion. Early bird tickets, 3 ladies on 1 ticket, $450. Single, $200. Available at Pablo's Supermarket, Argyle, Royal Castle Outlet, Scarborough, Ramabar, Joefield Junction, Mongrace, Crown Point Gas Station, and Village Vibes Bar. Call 750-6258 or 686-0898 for one night only. The King of Steam, Young Brother live, the night before Valentine at Village Vibes Bar, Mason Hall.
This is what I like the pot.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to all of you, and thank you for sticking with us. We have a very interesting interview coming up, and we're here with Professor Muli Amaye, author, and she has something very interesting she wants to share with us. It is the Charlottesville Writing Retreat. Good morning and welcome, Professor Amaye.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Okay, so Dr. Amaye, just tell us, what is the Charlottesville Writing Retreat really about?
Okay, so I teach at the University of the West Indies. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to go to university, or they choose not to. So I like to take what I know out into the community.
Right.
So last year we chose Man of War Cottages in Charlottesville to host a writing retreat, and it was really successful. It brought together people from all walks of life, all different professions. And it's just a case of getting together, having some workshops, having time to do your own writing.
So this is not the first year of the retreat?
It is not. I say, if it was nice, do it twice.
So just tell us, what are the dates of the retreat?
It's the 4th to the 7th of April.
Okay, and is it a paid event? Is it a free event?
It is paid. So we have people that come over from Trinidad, and actually this year we've got people coming from further in the islands.
Yes.
So it's paid because we're providing all the food, we're giving the workshops, we do Pilates and meditation in the morning for those that want to. They get one-to-one with us on their own writing. So obviously we have to pay for the food and for the accommodation. We're saying that people from Tobago who don't want to necessarily stay with us, they're going to get a very special price if they want to come for the day.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. And tell us, what was the interest like in the writing retreat last year? What was the feedback you got from participants in the retreats?
It was absolutely wonderful. People formed a group. They're still in contact with each other. And it wasn't just about, okay, we're sitting down and we're doing a lesson on writing. It was very much individual and finding people's own flow with their writing. I mean, they got to pull seine with the fishermen. They got to go over to Pirates Bay and just spend time in the water discussing their writing. So it was very good.
Okay, and you said like persons created a community, like a community of writers that's basically expanding and growing. In your experiences in Trinidad and Tobago, how interesting are people in creative writing, in writing creatively, whether it be novels or short stories, poems, that kind of thing?
Everything, all of the above plus. I don't think I've ever been anywhere as creative as Trinidad and Tobago. I have amazing students. I meet amazing people all the time who are writers, who want to be writers. What's amazing is that Trinidad itself, it's got Bocas Lit Fest, and things grow and they grow and they grow there, and there's such a community for writing. And I wasn't aware that it was so big in Tobago, and I'm really pleased, having made contact with Caribbean Book Marketing and the Tobago Writers Guild, to know how active writing is here as well.
So you have a lot of interest in the workshop from Tobagonians themselves then?
Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody's got a story to tell, and I love it when I'm learning about people's culture, about what it is that inspires them, about the things that move them to write.
Okay, so if someone is interested and they would like to find out how much the workshop costs, where they could pay, that kind of thing, who contact numbers, what do you have to tell them?
Okay, so we've got lots of flyers out there. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook, but they just need to email us at the Right Space TT. So it's WRITA.
Okay.
The Right Space TT, there we go, at gmail.com. Or they can, if they want some initial information, they can WhatsApp on 368-3507.
Okay, so Dr. Amaya, thank you very much for coming in and having a short chat with us.
Thank you.
I hope you all the success, wish you all the success in your Charlottesville writing retreat. And we hope to see some of the persons coming out of the retreat writing amazing short stories, amazing novels, beautiful poetry, that kind of thing.
They do.
Okay, viewers, so that was it for Professor Muli Amaye, author and the organizer of the Charlottesville Writing Retreat. We go back now to our back in the day image. Our back in the day image. And we believe that this is one of those old port structures down at the waterfront there in Scarborough. It's one of the old port structures down at the waterfront there in Scarborough, and it was sent in to us by Vintage Pictures of Tobago. Oh, sorry, rather send in your Vintage Pictures of Tobago to be a part of the Back in the Day challenge or feature that we have here on the Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure having you here this morning. We wish you the best, the most productive of days and the most productive of weeks. We will see you tomorrow. Coming up next, we have GMT with Chanel Felix. Do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. See you tomorrow.
Love, soca, zest, and steam. Thursday, 13th February, the night before Valentine's Day. Fellas, come out with me. Ladies, you and your team to experience one of TNT's most requested artists, Young Brother.
She said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up
Young Brother live at Village Vibes Bar, Mason Hall.
I wanna wine on your bumper, I know you like steam.
Young Brother live for an uncut, up-close performance.
You make it jump and you make it jump.
Alongside DJ Hottie, Ish and Selector Father, MC Sticks, King Legal, Busy and DJ Fusion. Early bird tickets, 3 ladies on 1 ticket, $450. Single, $200. Available at Pablo Supermarket, Argyle, Royal Castle Outlet, Scarborough, Ramabar, Joefield Junction, Mongrace, Crown Point Gas Station, and Village Vibes Bar. Call 750-6258 or 686-0898 for one night only. The King of Steam, Young Brother live, the night before Valentine at Village Vibes Bar, Mason Hall.
This is what I like the pot.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Michaela Pandey, leader of the Patriotic Front, has announced 7 candidates for the 2025 general elections. The party, who previously stated its intention to contest 41 seats, described its candidates as committed leaders focused on real change in Trinidad and Tobago. However, on February 9th, in a media press release, the first batch of candidates were released. Among the announced candidates is Arita Paula Clark, who will contest Tobago West constituency. Other candidates include Anita Margaret Hankey, who would be contesting the Malabar Morsika seat, while Telston Jago will be contesting the Claxton Bay seat. Sasha Mangro of Princestown, Kenrick Surratt of San Fernando, Valine Tiloksing, of Kamuto Manzanella, and Elizabeth Wharton of Toko Sandy Grande. Additionally, 1 year ago, after the February 7th oil spill from the capsized Gulf Stream barge, Tobagonians reflect on its lasting impact. The spill, which spread quickly along the coastline, severely damaged marine life, the economy, and air quality, forcing school closures and a $76 million cleanup. However, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine praised Tobago's resilience, while experts warn full marine recovery could take a lifetime. Recent resurfacing of hydrocarbons suggests ongoing environmental challenges despite containment efforts by TEMA. And finally, the government will pay $246 million in tax refunds to 87,376 eligible taxpayers in the coming months. Minister of Finance Colm Imbert requested the Board of Inland Revenue to issue refunds up to $25,000 per taxpayer. This follows his social media announcement highlighting the aim to assist those awaiting refunds. The move comes after the Minister of Finance introduced VAT bonds for refunds exceeding $250,000, while small refunds will be paid in cash. Either Imbert cited energy sector shortfalls for delaying VAT returns to small and medium enterprises, which were later addressed. And that was our news in 90 seconds. This morning we continue with our series as we go beyond the headlines. And this morning, one of the final members are here as we round up the discussions. This morning we are chatting with the political leader of the People's National Movement Tobago Council, Mr. Ansel Dennis. Good morning.
Good morning, Chanel. Good morning to your listeners and viewers, especially the people of Tobago. It's always a pleasure to be here on Tobago Updates to have these conversations.
Excellent. And this morning we will be chatting with you a bit in your capacity as a senator on a number of Tobago issues, but we will start the discussion in your capacity as political leader. Now, we chatted with a number of your colleagues all of last week. I had the privilege of chatting with Minority Leader Kelvon Morris, as well as Councillor Petal Benoit and Senator Lawrence Hislop. And this morning, as we continue the conversation, it has been 3 years now since the People's National Movement would have lost that last election in Tobago. What have you been doing now as political leader to try to rebuild that resilience within your party and prepare for the next elections that are ahead?
Well, I don't like to use the word rebuild at all because it suggests that the party was destroyed. Of course, we lost the last Tobago House of Assembly elections 14-1. I took on the mantle of leadership during that difficult period from, I think it was April of 2022. And I think from then to now, we have made significant strides in terms of energizing our members, in terms of assessing where we were as a party and the way forward. So we are now on the cusp of two very important elections, and I think these elections are more important to the people of Tobago and the people of this country than they are to the PNM. So we have the general election, which I expect to be before August of this year, and then a Tobago House of Assembly election, which should be no later than the 9th of December this year as well. So there are two elections this year, and the PNM is looking forward to those two elections. We are well poised. We are still doing the work. We are meeting with the people of Tobago. We are talking to the people of Tobago. We are hearing the feedback, and we are planning not only for those elections, but we are planning and preparing for governance.
Understood. And when it comes to reeling things in and really getting the support back from some of your supporters who were once loyal PNM supporters who would have voted against you in the last elections, how difficult or easy has that been to try to basically bring the family back together?
Well, our opponents in the THA has made that easy for us simply by victimizing the people that supported you, because apparently they did not understand that they got into the office with the support of not just PNM haters, but people that supported the PNM in the past decided to give them a chance. In addition to that, they got some swing votes and the votes of young persons as well. And their conduct over the last 3 years, I think, has disappointed those persons enormously. And therefore, they have made it a bit easier than expected. But we are not taking anything for granted. We continue to do what is required to convince the people that the PNM, as a party, as an organization, we have learned valuable lessons. We are prepared to emerge from that last defeat as a different and stronger organization. And it must be accepted that whenever a new leader is in place, there are some things about the organization that will change. So I want to give people the assurance that while the PNM has a solid, strong track record of delivery in Tobago for 21 years, I want to assure the people of Tobago that going forward we will be a better and a stronger party in governance.
Excellent. And even as you watch on and you look at what is happening at the THA level, and you look at, let's say, for instance, that last sitting that took place where Mr. Duke was asked to leave, what are your views on how the business of the assembly are being conducted at the level of the assembly legislature?
It's being conducted like a preschool, to be quite honest. I've noticed the conduct of the presiding officer, and I try not to say much about the conduct of the presiding officer, because that office tends to be a special kind of office that you don't necessarily want to criticize. But I am not a member of the House, so I will have some more flexibility than persons who are currently members of the Tobago House of Assembly. For me, it is interesting that at the last sitting, Mr. Duke was ejected without a warning. Normally, if a member of the House runs afoul of the standing orders or the presiding officer's instructions, normally that person is asked to, take a seat, be silent, and if they refuse, then the presiding officer will normally ask them to leave the chamber. We see it happening at the level of the parliament all the time, where the speaker will say, take a walk, compose yourself, and come back. That is normally the course of action. But I found it quite interesting that the presiding officer, in her treatment of Mr. Duke, summoned the police immediately to remove Mr. Duke from the chamber. I think that was unnecessary. Once again, it brought embarrassment to the Tobago House of Assembly, to our once august and respectful and distinguished legislature. And I will simply urge the presiding officer to pay closer attention to the standing orders, to pay closer attention to what happens in parliaments, not only nationally, but I think across the world. You have several good examples of how the proceedings of any legislature and any parliament should be conducted, and this is not it. The other thing I want to comment on is the fact that members of this THE are getting away with murder. You have questions on the order paper from months ago that are yet to be answered. That doesn't only signal a lack of transparency or a lack of willingness to be open to the people of Tobago as this administration promised, but it signals as well gross disrespect to the presiding officer. And I've seen time and time again where members of the House will get up on their feet and refuse to answer questions, even when the presiding officer gives way for follow-up questions to be asked. And I think the presiding officer has to build the strength and the courage to manage the proceedings of the House and manage the standing orders. There is no way that questions should be on the order paper for months and not being answered. That to me is a disrespect not only to her office, but it's a disrespect to the Tobago House of Assembly, and more so a disrespect to the people of Tobago.
Understood. And how do you balance life as political leader and senator? Because you seem to have a lot of time on your hands. You are often on Facebook refuting a number of claims and responding to things that are happening in this space, and with a schedule that we would think you would have. We wouldn't think that you would have the type of time I've dedicated to be on Facebook and responding to
everything. I can tell you that I'm a lot less, or I should be a lot less busier than the Chief Secretary, for example, and the Secretary of Education, who is always on Instagram. She's an Instagram star. Lovely pictures all the time. But I balance it as far as I'm concerned. I manage the time well. Of course, I'm required to be in Trinidad from time to time. When I'm not in Trinidad, I'm in Tobago, treating with the PNM business and with Tobago people business. So, of course, it's a challenge, but I've been in this place before. I've been Chief Secretary, and we know that the role of Chief Secretary is a difficult one where time management is concerned. You have to attend events, you have to be on time, people call you, people message you, you have to respond to those messages, you have to return those calls, you have to respond to even your social media messages. And I'm accustomed to that kind of environment, and I think I was able to stay on top of things.
Understood. And even with your role as senator, shifting gears here a bit, what do you see your position in the Senate as being, as it relates to Tobago representation?
Well, I'm a government senator, and the government is the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and it is a PNM government, and I'm a PNM leader as well. So, of course, the role of any senator and any minister and any member of parliament is to advance the government's agenda and the government's policies in the parliament on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, the PNM's policies are always geared towards developing and advancing the lives of the people. And specifically where Tobago is concerned, I think the biggest opportunity that went by was that autonomy bill. And I was raring to go, looking forward to participating in that historical debate, that historical bill that would have significantly changed the landscape of government in Tobago by giving the Tobago House of Assembly, of course the name was going to change to the Tobago Island Government, lawmaking powers for the first time in our history since the THA was established in 1980. Additional resources to the tune of $1.5 billion. Unfortunately, that bill never made it to the Senate, where I am. It died in the lower house, the House of Representatives. We saw where the Chief Secretary sent a WhatsApp message on the morning of the debate, basically saying to the MPs, especially his friends in the UNC, that these are my demands, some unreasonable demands I must add, and don't proceed with the bill. So I was quite disappointed that as a senator appointed by the Prime Minister from here in Tobago, I did not have an opportunity, and I'm sure Mr. Hislop felt the same disappointment And the independent Senator Dr. Remy, who is also a Tobagonian, felt the same disappointment that we did not get to discharge our responsibilities to the people of Tobago in that regard. No fault of ours, however.
Understood. But we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to be back right after this. So see you soon.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, right here in Tobago, located in Tobago local road, you guys. So here's what for all of my Tobago customers, you guys know for the longest while we haven't had a big sale here in Tobago. That's going to change. You know why? Because from this Thursday, right, February, Thursday the 13th until Saturday the 15th, we are going to be having a 3-day blowout sale, mega sale, you guys. Everything here going to sell out real fast. You could just imagine right now you're getting.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrell Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrell Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, we continue our Beyond the Headlines series, and this morning we are chatting with the political leader of the People's National Movement Tobago Council, Mr. Senator Ansel Dennis. Actually, good morning and welcome back. So this morning we continue our conversation, and we are looking at Tobago from an economic perspective as well. And you have said several times on your Facebook page that you see Tobago's economy has declined significantly. Can you comment on this or tell us a bit more about this?
Well, it's simple and straightforward. You do not need to be an economist to accept and understand that deliberate actions were taken by this administration that damaged the Tobago economy, I hope not irreparably. Let's look at, for example, Tobago's development allocation, which is approximately $200 to $300 million per year. Let's look at how the PNM operated during our time. We moved the island from a situation where prior to 2001, contractors from outside of Tobago would come in and pave roads and participate in Tobago's development, notwithstanding the fact that Trinidad they spend what, 50 to 60 billion down there, and as an island we spend a lot less than that, and of course justifiably so given our smaller population. Over the years, the Tobago House of Assembly was able to build up the capacity of Tobagonians by presenting opportunities. In some cases, we had the business development unit giving grants to people to improve their capacity to start businesses and do certain things. And not only grants, but loans as well. And over the years, the ceiling increased to the point of, I think it got to $500,000 maximum for loans. So we spent time developing the capacity of our Tobago people, because the PNM's policy was always that if the talent and the resources and the capacity and the capabilities reside in the island, then we should always keep those projects, keep those kinds of services within the island of Tobago. So we got to a point where all of the major infrastructural works, maybe with the exception of the airport and maybe other specialist things like coastal protection and stuff like that, but all the retaining walls, all the box drains, all the road pavings and stuff like that was done within the island of Tobago. Now we are in a position where I can say without fear of contradiction, all the road paving in Tobago now is being done by players from outside of Tobago. All of the major infrastructure projects are done by people from outside of Tobago. Housing, we did the Adventure Phase 1 and Phase 2 housing development, and we utilized Tobago-based contractors. I think the last phase, we spent maybe just over $200 million, and we distributed those units among 5 or so Tobago-based contractors, and that was housing. We are seeing now even the housing projects, $186 million went to a contractor from Trinidad. There is another project awarded as well to another Trinidad contractor for the tune of over $200 million to do another housing project. So we moved from that arrangement prior to 2001. We spent years developing the Tobago capacity, and now we are back at where we were prior to 2001. And I think it's safe to say that we have gone 25 years backward as an island. What is the impact of that on the economy? The reality is that having sidelined and in some cases destroyed the Tobago talent, the Tobago businesses, they have also destroyed jobs, because those Tobago contractors employed a significant number of persons on the island of Tobago, especially young men under the age of 40. That has been removed from the economy totally. And those jobs are now going to people from outside of Tobago. In addition to that, you have, of course, the reinvestment of the profits. Now, in the Tobago context, where you hire Tobagonians and they make the profit, I have seen Tobago contractors reinvest their profits in housing projects, in other businesses and stuff like that. We are now losing that because those contractors from outside of Tobago are more likely to reinvest the profits where they live and where they are from, which is Trinidad, South Trinidad to be specific. So obviously that has damaged the Tobago economy significantly. And I'm seeing now where in order to fill that gap or fill that employment void, this administration has gone down the road of 10 days employment, 10 on, 10 off. That is another case of us going 25 years backwards, because of course, at one point in time, we had that arrangement under the PNM, but we moved away from that gradually. We started development programs. We started ensuring that we brought on people permanently. Of course, we also had the CPEP and URP program, but we had more or less moved away from the 10 on, 10 off arrangement. That is now back as a staple in the Tobago House of Assembly. So the economy is obviously declining. We have not really benefited from any new investment, whether from Tobagonians or external players. And I will say as well that the island is not attractive at this point in time for investment, because this administration has created a hostile environment, especially towards people from Trinidad. This chief secretary has proven to be very dishonest. very disingenuous, and people looking on from outside will not necessarily be willing to come and participate in Tobago's development in a situation where you have the leader of the island behaving in this kind of way. And of course, the numbers will show that Tobago's GDP has declined, even COVID levels, right? The island's GDP has declined from then to now. And we went through a pandemic, of course, there was a little bit of decline. But by the time we left office, things were improving coming out of the pandemic. And I think economist Barnes James has maybe, I'm not sure if he came to this program, but he has been on Tobago Channel 5 and he has been giving you the numbers and the data where Tobago's economy is concerned.
Understood. And even as you say that it's no longer attractive to external investors, what do you recommend as it relates to improving the attractiveness of the island?
Well, firstly, the people in government must behave themselves. They must behave professionally. They must speak the truth. They must give the impression, especially to people outside the country, that we are a serious island with serious people and competent people in government. And I think if we start there, then it gives us a very good chance of being able to attract serious people to do investment. The other thing is that we must seriously pursue investment. It is not sufficient to just hop on a plane, go on a trip, speak very glibly about meeting with investors, come back here and not be able to provide even a list of the investors you met with, and use things like non-disclosure agreements to justify not giving the people of Tobago that information. It causes me to believe that this is simply another lie. Maybe you traveled and you didn't meet with one investor out there, right? But it's important that we pursue investment. I think, notwithstanding the fact that we lost the sandals opportunity, that is something that Tobago should still pursue, and the Tobago House of Assembly should lead that effort, maybe not at the forefront, but there should be some discussions and some partnerships with organizations like the Business Chamber on the island and the Hotel Association, so that we are able to have those kinds of discussions to bring investment to the island. We need more hotels, we need 5-star accommodations, we need a mixture of eco-resorts and all-inclusive. There are some who believe that we should ban all-inclusives from the island, which I think is ridiculous. Any serious tourism destination will want to attract a number of different kinds of accommodation so that you have a nice mix. You may want to, and Tobago is ripe for that. We have Northeast Tobago, places like Castara, Palatavere, Lansom, Bloody Bay, all the way up to Speyside, Charlottesville. Those areas are pretty much ripe for the eco-touristic kinds of arrangements. And then in the western parts of Tobago, I don't see anything wrong with us being able to attract 2 or 3 major brands, inclusive of an all-inclusive, to the island. I think that is how you build your room stock. That is how you provide alternatives to the marketplace. And that is how you benefit from branding and marketing, because a brand like Sandals, for example, and we have been saying it, the Sandals brand would have automatically provided a kind of visibility to Tobago that we did not have and that we still do not have. It would have attracted new airlift almost immediately. And I always say that if Tobago is opened up to a new destination and a plane leaves that destination, maybe only 25% of that plane will go to a Sandals. The rest of the plane, if it is full, will go to a guest house or a villa or a cabin up at Castara or a smaller hotel, because they're not interested in all-inclusive. And therefore, all the tourism operators on the island would have benefited from Sandals Resort. We also need a marina. The central government was prepared to build that marina, just like they are doing the airport, which should be completed soon. And the assembly decided that they will frustrate that, which is quite unfortunate. So I think we need to seriously pursue investment for the island, even in the agriculture sector. I think there are several opportunities there as well for us to tap into to really create alternative opportunities for Tobagonians, for employment, for business and entrepreneurship outside of the Tobago House of Assembly. It has to go beyond 10 days.
And even in your capacity as senator, you indicated before that one of your key roles is to advance the agenda of your party. However, have you been able to utilize your network with some of your colleagues to advance some of the issues faced by Tobagonians, and what are some of those issues that you find yourself often advocating for, having to make a phone call or having to make connections with ministers to get that rectified?
Well, of course, a number of issues from national security to customs. There were some challenges with having goods come to Tobago, to agriculture, farmers in Tobago not having access to the Tobago House of Assembly resources for whatever reason. I've had to contact the minister to see what level of support can be given. There is actually a grant program at the Ministry of Agriculture that some Tobagonians have been able to access. So yeah, there are a number of areas where we collaborated, and I want to say to the people of Tobago that you are better off in government. It doesn't make sense taking your 2 seats and putting those 2 seats in the hands of a party that will either give them to the UNC or go in the parliament and just make noise and not be in a position to do anything. Currently, we have 2 members of parliament that are part of the government and have made significant strides in terms of their agitation for the people of Tobago. We didn't get that airport by chance. We didn't get the hospital in Roxborough by chance. We didn't get the police stations, the fire stations, the improvement in the water situation. Those things did not come by chance. Sandals didn't just hop and come to Tobago. That was as a result of serious discussions, serious agitations. As Trevor James suggests, that he will go and be a voice for Tobago, and you could go to the parliament and talk and cuss whole day. They will ignore you. You have to be, it is the government that get things done for the people of this country. And 2 votes, 2 seats cannot be more than 41 or more than the other 39.
And how do you feel having senators from Tobago benefits Tobago?
In a number of ways. As I spoke to you before about the different areas where I would have agitated, and I'm sure the other senators would have as well on behalf of the people of Tobago. And more so when you are a government senator, as part of the government, it gives you that opportunity to agitate for the people of Tobago. And people also need to understand that that is how policies are advanced. The political party, of course, will have its manifesto. We will campaign on that manifesto, and that manifesto doesn't just happen by VAPs. It's a result of long, hard consultations with your membership and with even people outside of the membership, the general population. And you identify a suite of policies and programs and projects that you will hope to deliver, all things being equal. And you bring that to the people, and you go into government and you turn the wheels of government to get it done. And it's not easy. It requires patience, it requires leadership, it requires competence, and it requires honesty and transparency in order to get it done.
How important do you think collaboration with the central government is for the THA in order to continue to advance Tobago's development agenda?
Extremely important. The benefits of that collaboration is visible for all of us to see. The hospital in Roxborough, the THA did not pay for that. That was as a result of collaboration, and you will know that healthcare falls under the 5th schedule. The government was prepared as well to build that road as part of the airport, a dual carriageway, not a single carriageway, a dual carriageway, because we know that once that airport is commissioned, and once our tourism economy starts to grow by way of hotels, by way of marinas, etc., then the traffic at that airport will be significant. So we were looking at the future when we conceptualized that. And the government agreed to accept this spend because it was part of the airport that they are building. That happened through collaboration. Police stations, fire stations, collaboration. The autonomy issue, collaboration again. So that level of collaboration is very important, and you don't get much done. And I want to say to the people in the THE, you don't get much done by cussing the central government or Trinidadians. And I see where they believe that the best way to advance their politics is to create discord with not only the government, but people from Trinidad. The reality is we have what they call it, rhythm and soul, which is really another name for the jazz that they shelved. I will guarantee you that the majority of people who will attend that event will be people from Trinidad. When we have Easter, when we have Blue Food, when we have Heritage Festival, when we have October Carnival, the majority of people that will come to Tobago and support those events are people from Trinidad. In the absence of a thriving international tourism as we would like, it is really the domestic tourism that keeps our operators alive, our reef boats. Look at the reef boats from time to time, flooded with Trinis. But you feel that your politics must be based on separation and disunity and discord with the people from the island of Trinidad.
Understood. We're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back as we continue this morning's discussion. So see you soon, guys.
Love, soca, zest, and steam. Thursday, 13th February, the night before Valentine's Day. Fellas, come out with me. Ladies, you and your team to experience one of TNT's most requested artists, Young Brother.
She said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up
Young Brother live at Village Vibes Bar, Mason Hall.
I wanna wine on your bumper, I know you like steam.
Young Brother live for an uncut, up-close performance.
You make it jump and you make it jump.
Alongside DJ Hottie, Ish and Selector Father, MC Sticks, King Legal, Busy and DJ Fusion. Early bird tickets, 3 ladies on 1 ticket, $450. Single, $200. Available at Pablo Supermarket Argyle, Royal Castle Outlet Scarborough, Ramabar, Joefield Junction, Mongrace, Crown Point Gas Station, and Village Vibes Bar. Call 750-6258 or 686-0898 for one night only. The King of Steam, Young Brother live, the night before Valentine at Village Vibes Bar, Mason Hall.
This is what I like the pot.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. We continue with Beyond the Headlines. This morning we are chatting with the political leader for the Tobago Council of the PNM, Senator Ansel Dennis. Good morning and welcome back. So as we were chatting during the break, we see that the Tobago People's Party has announced their candidate for Tobago East. Do you have any? Who is, as a matter of fact, Mr. David Joseph? We saw that announcement was made. So, Thomas, how do you feel about that?
Well, congratulations to him on being nominated as the TPP candidate for Tobago East. You will see him in the battlegrounds.
Okay, and as it relates to that election and the importance of Tobagonians supporting and going out and really participating, because we have seen traditionally more Tobagonians have supported the THA elections as opposed to the general election. Why is it important this time around for Tobagonians to be very actively involved in this general election?
Well, I think the country and even the island of Tobago is under threat. We have the UNC after almost 10 years in opposition, hoping to get another opportunity to govern the country. They are going about it through being vitriolic and as divisive as possible. They are, of course, going down a road of crying down our country, speaking negatively about the country. They don't have ideas. As far as I'm concerned, the United National Congress is all about getting into government and being as corrupt as they possibly can. That is their track record. And I think people have to understand the importance of protecting the country from that. We have had, notwithstanding all the challenges, we have had a period of relatively stable government, honest government. We have not seen the kind of scandal, and people tend to forget, and we remind them during the campaign of what life was like under the UNC. Every morning it was a scandal, massive corruption, some of them currently engaging the attention of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And therefore, we have to protect the country from that. Under the PNM, we have made a number of strides, especially as it relates to the economic future of this country. We are moving away somewhat from an oil-based arrangement to a gas-based economy. And the Prime Minister and the Minister of Energy has been able to hammer out several deals and several arrangements that will guarantee and secure the future of Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector and economy by extension. And therefore, we must ensure that we vote in a way to continue that. As it relates to the people of Tobago, I want to say to the people of Tobago to simply examine what we have before us as candidates, as political parties, and as track record. And I think the PNM's track record speaks for itself. And yes, I understand that people will be more interested in the THA elections because the THA tends to have a greater impact on the average Tobagonian. Your THA is who is responsible for your everyday needs in tourism, agriculture, community development, and those sort of things. But I want to urge them to participate in this general election, and not only participate, but support the PNM. Preserve the development trust that has been happening, and protect this island and protect this country and protect your future from the hands of criminals. It's as simple as that.
Thank you so much. And even as we round up this morning's discussion, what can we be looking forward to coming out of the People's National Movement's camp as we approach this election season?
Well, we have identified our two candidates, the incumbents, who are by far the best candidates in this election. And we compare them to not only the confirmed Tobago East candidate, but even the two possible candidates for Tobago West. So we have the best candidates. Our candidates and their teams are already out there, talking to people and encouraging people to, to support them, and also giving account to the people for their stewardship, because you can't just go to ask for a vote. You have to tell the people of Tobago what you have been able to achieve. And I think those two MPs achieved a lot in their 10 years, or almost 10 years. And I look forward to them continuing to represent the interests of the people of Tobago in our PNM government going forward. Of course, we have as well, at some point in time, the Tobago House of Assembly elections will be before us. As I said, that is due before the end of this year. And very soon the PNM will start looking for its candidates. So we look forward to this period. I want to say to the people of Tobago to be very cautious, examine the horns, go with facts and not fiction. And as I mentioned, facts and fiction, I see people out there being somewhat misinformed about this latest issue with the Zipline. I'm surprised you didn't ask about it, but allow me to go into it for just a short while. When this matter was taken to the court, it was for breach of contract. It was a PNM administration led by me that took this matter to court for breach of contract, and that was launched in September of 2021, sometime between September to November of 2021. We examined all the facts, we met with the company, we looked at all the documentation we had before us, and what we realized is that we had a very good case for breach of contract because the company was paid and did not deliver. And the THA fulfilled every single part of our obligations as part of the contractual arrangements. And I see people still asking, where is the Zipline? The information is there, the money was paid, the company did not deliver. Of course, they will have reasons to explain why they did not deliver, but that is a matter for the court. Lo and behold, in 2022, I want the people of Tobago to recall this, that in 2022, November to be specific, either the 22nd or the 23rd day of November, the Chief Secretary came to the public and said to the public that they discovered that the company the THA did business with, the company that the THA signed a contract with to deliver the Zipline, was a fraudulent company. It was a fake, it was a ghost. Those were some of the words used to describe the company. The very next day, I was able to procure the documentation, the registration documents for the company in the British Virgin Islands. I put it out in the public, and I also sent it to the Tobago House of Assembly. This is the correct information. I do not know what you all were searching for, but this is the company. I do not know how on God's earth that the Tobago House of Assembly, led by this Chief Secretary, continued from 2022 to 2023 to 2024 until 2025 pursuing a case, because not only did he say the company was fake and a ghost and all of that, he indicated to us that he's going to report the matter to the fraud squad and that he was going to bring legal proceedings based on fraud. The very next day, they got the information that, hey, there is no fraud, the company is real. So why did the THA go down the road for 3 years with this matter before the court when your main piece of evidence is an erroneous company search? The Chief Secretary must answer that question. Was it a matter of justifying his initial claims of somebody in the PNM stealing the Zipline? Was it about continuing to advance to the people of Tobago that there was some criminal conduct or some fraudulent activity concerning the Zipline, as he did during the campaign period? Why did the THA continue along a path of prosecuting a case before the court based on a fantasy, which is what the judge described it as? And I want to say to the Chief Secretary, because this is not the only case that the THA lost. The THA lost two matters in the BVI, and we may not have heard about that, but the THA also lost two matters in the BVI based on the same evidence. And you cannot prosecute a matter based on fraud. You cannot advance such a case based on documents, based on information that is simply inaccurate. That to me is crazy, and somebody has to explain to the people of Tobago why the taxpayers' money was wasted in that way. And on top of that, two cases lost in the BVI. This case lost in the High Court of Trinidad and Tobago. And the Chief Secretary is telling us that they are going to appeal the matter.
Understood. Now we have some of our viewers in the comment section, and they have offered some perspectives here. We have someone saying that you should step down and allow Tracy Davidson Celestine to get back her role as political leader. How do you respond to comments like these?
Well, the PNM is a very disciplined organization. And of course, we had an internal process in 2022, April of 2022. And I was elected for a 4-year term until 2026. So when April 2026 comes, there will be another internal elections. And every member of the PNM is free to contest at that time.
Understood. And there are persons who are within the People's National, or who were a part of the People's National Movement, as we spoke about earlier, who would have voted for the TPP. And there are persons who are TPP members who voted for them. And these are persons who are saying, okay, the same victimization that you are talking about, they would experience the said victimization if the People's National Movement is back in office for their quote-unquote betrayal. How do you respond to that?
Well, well, there is no bottle to fall long here, right? There's no bottle for me to kick down, right? Simply check the PNM's track record and check my track record. As Chief Secretary, I appointed Beverly Ramsey Moore as Vice Chairman of TPAC. Beverly Ramsey Moore has been somebody that was opposed to the PNM for years, and perhaps, I don't know, she might still be opposed to the PNM. Beverly Ramsey Moore represented parties in the Tobago House of Assembly that were opposed to the PNM. I appointed her as Vice Chairman of the TPAC board because of what I believe to be her competence and her contributions that can be made as a Tobagonian, first and foremost. Dedan Daniel has been a critic of the PNM for years. I appointed Dedan Daniel to our Roadmap to Recovery working group, and that was a very important committee to the THA administration and to the people of Tobago. And I'm sure you remember what that committee was established to do, to look at the COVID situation, look at Tobago, and make recommendations for recovery. So it was a very important committee. But I felt that notwithstanding his political position, Dedan Daniel was one of those persons in the agriculture sector that had a contribution to make. And I'm saying as well, check the PNM's history, not only my history, check the PNM's history. We've had, and I will call some names, permit me to call some names. We have had people like Sertika Orr, Megan Morrison, Zorisha Hackett, the Chief Secretary himself, and others who worked in the THA, some as teachers, some as public servants, some of them on contract, who worked in the THA, and they were free to express their political positions. They challenged the THA in court, they took the THA to court, they cussed members of the THA publicly. Some of them ran for elections, lose the election the Monday, and the Tuesday morning, bright and early, they came and sat right back at their desk in the Tobago House of Assembly. Nobody fired them, nobody victimized them. And that is the PNM's track record. We have never seen a situation where the PNM came into office and restructured any company and sent home all the people in the administrative positions in the company. So people simply need to look at the PNM's track record. We have never engaged in that kind of political victimization. Nobody in the THA could say that I refuse to renew their contract because of the political affiliation. Contracts were always renewed based on competence and based on people's ability to do their jobs. And during that period, I can only recall one person whose contract, and that wasn't even a renewal issue. That person was fired for gross misconduct. So there is simply no evidence to suggest that a PNM administration led by me will go into the THA and victimize people because of their political position. And the good thing is, the blessing that the people of Tobago will have before us in the next THA election is that you have two persons, or two main competitors, I should say, for the office of Chief Secretary, who both have been tried and tested. Last time Farley was a virgin, so he could have gone to the people and say anything. I will not fire anybody. I will create 3,000 jobs within 6 months. I will give a $10,000 ex gratia payment to all Tobagonians. He could have said anything. But now we have had the opportunity to see his true colors. You saw the PNM's true colors. You saw my true colors. You have to now decide.
You know, historically, when you look back at it, when the PNM took office again after the UNC had demitted office, right? The Tobago
national, right?
Yes. We had the Ministry of Tobago Development, where a number of Tobagonians were employed under that ministry. And when the PNM came in, they totally disintegrated that ministry, sending home a number of Tobagonians.
So let's look.
So how do you speak to that? In short, because we don't have a lot of time left.
Well, we started late, so I should get some in the time.
No, we have given you back your time, but we don't have a lot of time. And I still have a few other questions that I want to ask.
I'm happy you asked that question. The Ministry of Tobago Development was established by the People's Partnership to disrespect and duplicate what the Tobago House of Assembly was doing. And I'm sure people remember that there were several run-ins between the Minister of Tobago Development, the Ministry of Tobago Development, and the Tobago House of Assembly. They were engaged in the exact community-based projects that the Tobago House of Assembly was doing. Our position in the PNM was that we will not have that kind of interference from a central government in the Tobago House of Assembly's operations. And therefore, it was not a case of victimizing anybody. It was a case of making a decision that the Tobago Development Ministry had no place in the Tobago context in the presence of a Tobago House of Assembly. So the ministry was dismantled and removed as a ministry. So the PNM central government simply did not have a Ministry of Tobago Development. I will tell you, however, a number of those persons who lost jobs as a result of that, and none of them were treated with disrespect and disdain. As far as I'm concerned, they were all compensated properly according to law. That is my information. And a number of them as well were able to find employment in the Tobago House of Assembly.
Understood. I think it was last week when you made some comments on your Facebook page regarding the Secretary for Education and their inability to provide funding for some of the students who have applied for the DATAS grant. You even went on to claim that $100,000 was given to one of their propagandists or whatever. Do you have any physical proof of these claims that you are making on social media?
I do have physical proof, but I will not share.
$100,000.
It was over $100,000.
Over $100,000.
But I will not share that proof right now. But I do have the evidence, and at the appropriate time, it will be shared. But the point is with that situation is you have young Tobagonians, fearful, some of them completely terrified, because for young people, tertiary education is important. And once you make that step and you get into a university, it's always a major achievement. And it's one that you hope to complete, to bring it to completion, because of course your future depends on it. But I want to say as well that the future of Tobago also depends on those young people being able to get into university, do their courses of study, and come back to contribute to the island. How is it in an administration that paid a contractor $32 million for an incomplete project, And I want to tell you before you ask, I also have the documents to prove that. $32 million, the contractor that did the Obzoki roundabout was paid $32 million. I am sure the people of Tobago remember quite clearly that the Chief Secretary said the THA will not be paying for these projects until 9 months after completion. The contractors will get half their money, and then 18 months after completion, the contractor will get the balance, which is the other half. How is it that they are prepared to find from scarce resources $32 million to pay this contractor when the project is not yet completed? We know the project is not completed because if you go down to the roundabout from Scarborough and you turn left and you try to make a right, the road is blocked because it is not completed and it is before the courts. So how on God's earth you found $32 million to pay this contractor before the project completed? And on top of that, the Chief Secretary is in a bogus audit claiming that Tobago contractors previously got paid for work not done, which is totally false. But here we have in the most bold-faced way a check cut. I have the check number to it. $32 million given to this contractor, and the project is not yet completed. But you're telling the young people that you can't find $3, $4, $5 million to allocate it to that vote to give them the money, right? The support that was promised to them by the Tobago House of Assembly to complete their studies. Absolutely ridiculous. And it shows that the priorities of this administration are not with the people of Tobago. Their priorities are with their friends from Trinidad. And I'm calling on the Chief Secretary to explain to the people of Tobago that madness where that contractor was paid $32 million and the project is not even completed. On what basis was that done?
Understood. Well, guys, we want to thank you so much for sticking with us this morning. We still have much more conversations left this morning, so stick with us, guys. We're going to take a quick break and we will be back again. We want to thank you so much, political leader of the Tobago PNM Council, Ansel Dennis, for your time this morning, guys. We're going to take a quick break here and we'll see you soon.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, this morning we continue our conversations and we are chatting with Mr. Barry Jofield. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you for having me. Morning, Tobago.
Good morning. So you have kickstart your show here on Tobago Updates, and you are basically talking the things. You are saying the things that the people want to say, but some people can't say, I'm guessing. So you have started your weekly podcast here. So talk to us about that.
Well, I think my time is short this morning, so I would just basically want to say what we're dealing with tonight would be measuring the performance of the THA. I'm hopeful that I will have Mr. Rodney Pigott of CivilNet here with me as well to delve into some of the performance surveys that they have done already and bring that into a nexus with the GDP figures and so on and really assess the performance of the current administration, because I think it's necessary. One other segment would be of the program would be discussing topical issues, and I would want to discuss the issue of ID cut tonight. I think ID cut is in a bad way. I think they are doing some very awkward things in the organization that Tobagonians need to pay attention to. ID cut is supposed to be that beacon in Tobago in terms of transforming the economy and so on. And there are some serious things going on in ID cut that we need to discuss. That refusal, with respect to the freedom of information. ID cut is using our money to prevent us getting information on our THA company. And I'm saying that that's an affront to democracy in Tobago. And I think we're going to deal with that tonight very clinically and help Tobagonians to understand why we need to pay attention to things like ID cut.
Right, and your show will be starting tonight you started last week.
Sure.
But tonight you have your second episode.
Sure.
That would be at 8 p.m. So if you want to hear Mr. Jofield from his economic perspective, get into some of the topical issues here on the island of Tobago, one of them being the Tobago Performance Survey being circulated by the Tobago CivilNet and a number of other topics. Are there any things that you want Tobagonians to be aware of as it relates to some of the topics that you are going to be bringing through your show tonight?
Yeah, well, I just want to recap because, coming out of, I've been observing the selection of candidates for the THA. And in particular, on the last occasion, I dealt with the Dutch disease. And strange enough, the Secretary for Works, Trevor James, speaks about this exploration in Tobago waters, this idea about natural gas and oil saving Tobago. And I've tried to dispel the notion that natural gas will save Tobago. There's a thing called the Dutch disease, and they also call it the natural resource curse. There's a reason they call it that, because that view that natural resource will save us is a myth. It's a myth in Venezuela. The Venezuelans are coming here and they're going everywhere else, and Venezuela has the largest oil deposits in the world, not in South America, not in our region, in the world, and people are running from there. Natural gas and oil will not save us. And we need to debunk that idea that 6 nautical miles or 60 nautical miles and the oil and gas will save Tobago. It will not. So, those are the kinds of things I want to distill, because if you look at the GDP per capita countries in the Caribbean, the ones that don't have natural gas have higher GDP per capita than those that have. And it's clear, natural gas will not save us. And, that myth that is being pervaded that oil and gas finding Tobago will solve all our problems is a myth. Yeah.
Totally understood. So we want to encourage our viewers, if you are interested in some of the topics that Mr. Economist Barry Jofield will be delving into, be sure that you are online this evening. at 8 p.m. to be a part of that discussion. Guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and all those comments. Unfortunately, we could not have gotten to all of them this morning, but continue to interact with us as we continue to do all that we can here on Tobago Updates to be the number one broadcaster on the island. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and I want to say thank you.